I said, oh, maybe he forgot.
No, sorry, I sent you an email. Sorry, I was just running a little bit late.
Oh, no, it's okay. So I was ready to say, okay, maybe, yeah, it's time to close eye. And then you show up and say, yes. So it's good. Thank you so much, because I have a lot of questions about the role that you are doing. And so maybe you can introduce a little about who you are and what are you doing, please?
Yeah, so I'm the VP of HR for DHL Canada. My name is Joe Mamone, and I'm responsible for all of HR practices and functions across the country. So we have about 2,500 employees here in Canada, and I have about a team of about 30 individuals that support. And then we're part of the overall bigger organization, which is DHL globally, which is about 114,000 employees worldwide, and that's DHL Express. And what we do is we focus on time-definite express services. So, transporting package logistics across time-sensitive needs of our customers. And then we're part of a bigger group, which is DPDHL, which is about 500,000 people around the world. And we do all logistics, supply chain, freight forwarding, e-commerce, and obviously the express business that I'm part of.
Oh, wow. So then my question is, and I was so excited, I said, I'm going to ask this. So, okay, 2020, Zoom, all the systems that you have, I bet you they were like now working. So how do you handle that kind of crash? Because I think you plan, you have all your system, and you are so proud of that. And then everybody wants package to move from where to here to there. So how do you handle that?
Yeah, so it was obviously the pandemic was a challenge for everyone, right? And DHL was not an organization that like no other, so we experienced the same thing. We didn't know at first, right? It was very worrisome, especially when all of the world was almost shutting down. But then we also had to pivot. So as an organization, we were typically we have a flexible work environment, but we were very focused on because of our operations, the way it operates, we're at the office most of the time, and we had to pivot very quickly. So the entire world, mobilized quickly within DHL, and we were able to move our customer service people working from home, making sure that our people were safe, putting up all the protections and the PPE that was required to ensure that our employees were safe coming into work. Here in Canada, within a 2-week span, we sent everybody that could work from home to work from home. So in 2 weeks, which was really a daunting accomplishment, but about 800 people, being able to work from home quickly, making sure that they have all the equipment was daunting. And then, of course, like I mentioned before, we made sure that our work environments were safe. So we have our drivers are essential workers because we deliver a lot of medical supplies, as well as other things as well that people are looking for. So we made sure that our employees were safe, and that we had certain rules and regulations. And so we adapted like every other organization. And then, as you know, our industry flourished through this time because e-commerce just skyrocketed. So people were just ordering things at home instead of shopping. So for us, it became a very busy time, which meant that we had to do a lot of growth. So we grew, we grew as an organization. So when I started here about a year and a half ago, which was right in the middle of the pandemic, we went from roughly about 1,700 employees to now 2,500. And so, and now we're going into another peak that's coming up. And so, definitely as an organization that provides logistical services internationally to the world, for us, it has been a experience where we've had to deal with a lot of growth. And so, again, pivoting, being able to be agile enough to be able to manage the circumstances, and now growing from that circumstance has been one of the things that DHL has been really great at.
In your process of recruitment, so I bet you already have your system. Any do you have a period of time when this pandemic start, like should I need more people, and I don't know if my system that I already have in plan, like maybe training and everything, was kind of put it a little aside to get more drivers to deliver, or how you handle that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously, attracting more people to the organization was at the forefront, right? We needed to expand, and then obviously we were in competition with a lot of government assistant programs, right? So a lot of people were probably not looking for work because they were getting subsidized by the government, and so that became a challenge. So we did step up our recruitment possibilities. I mean, the one great thing about joining DHL is it's a career journey. It's an opportunity for you to join an organization, but to grow and experience different things. For example, I spent the last 8 years working out of Germany, and that was an experience that DHL was able to bring to me, where I learned a whole bunch of different international experiences, working in different cultures, and then I came back to Canada and be able to bring that experience. So what we did was, in trying to attract people, people started to realize opportunities, because when you join DHL, there's a lot of opportunity for you to grow. And so that was a challenge. The challenge that we faced around developing and training was one that we tried to take it online, but we know that it doesn't have the same impact. And so right now, as things have started to open up, we've been accelerating we have this amazing program called Certified International Specialists, which we expect every individual to go through at one point or another. And it helps you to understand the organization, the impact that you have, and the culture that we try to keep intact. And so being part of that was an important part of making sure that we would put people through it. And so right now we're getting everybody through it. Even though the team, the classes are a lot smaller, we're running them more frequently. So we saw the importance of that. So attracting people, definitely, but also putting them through our training and development has been always a focus for us. And so we're trying to making sure that we do both.
Now that you said you really work like a worldly around, do you sometimes find yourself that you don't find the people that you need for say, like here in Canada? Like have you ever contemplated to hire like from another country? Did you DHL go for that or not?
Oh yeah, we roughly bring in about 10 to 15 people every year into DHL Canada from all over the world. And we do that as part of our networking transfer. So we move people through our network. I'm a believer of being an importer and exporter of talent. I want to bring people into Canada. I want to develop them, grow them, and then I want them to go out to the network within DHL to help out the businesses grow as an international organization. We are constantly looking at those things. I'm looking at ideas right now on how do we do exchange programs so that people from other countries can come here, because we're finding shortages in some areas that are very hard to recruit in. We're looking at always trying to attract. I mean, I have 3 or 4 individuals on my team alone that have come from other locations. So this is part of our culture. It's part of our DNA. We do move people around on a regular basis, and so we're constantly looking at those opportunities for sure.
Very nice. So what was the best challenge that you feel that was in 2020 and 21, and how you came like a winner?
Yeah, I mean, I think the way we managed the entire pandemic was really good. We made sure that we mobilized a task force that kept everybody informed. We were still able to be successful in our business and continue to grow. We had 30% growth, over 30% in some cases of growth. So that was a huge accomplishment. And of course, it did take a lot of work from the leadership. It starts with the leadership, and then also from all our people on making sure that we continue to service our customers. Our customers are at the focal point of everything that we do. And we believe that the only way we can do that is by having motivated people that drive great service quality. Great service quality drives loyal customers, and loyal customers make a profitable network. That's our strategy. So making sure that our people were safe, making sure that they were engaged, making sure that they were motivated, during these times to be able to service our customers was our biggest priority. And we think because of the actual results of seeing the growth and the opportunities of the profitability as well, I would say that that's probably our greatest success, where it was our people that were able to bring us through this this challenge of a global pandemic, massive growth, and the unknown of closures and not knowing what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah. So for people like me, okay, human resources. So what do you think is something that normal people miss about the importance in a human resources department?
Well, I think human resources now is probably becoming one of the most important functions. I mean, understanding the landscape of what's going on with working from home, the new future ways of working, the battle for talent, the talent shortages, managing safety of during COVID times. These are all things that are people related. And when it comes to human resources, that's where our expertise are, right? And if you think about it, every function has their focus, and of course, it's their people that drive the success of that function. But not any function has that overarching view of the overall business. And so when we think about HR, it is a strategic partner. It's a coach to the business. I always say we're the custodians of our culture. We are the archaeologist of our talent. So we're always looking out there for talent. We're trying to find where the hidden gems are, or we're trying to attract them. And then we're the coaches to the leadership, right? We're the ones that are there to help the leadership manage through times of need like this, where maybe we need to increase our communication, maybe we need to increase our visibility, maybe we need to increase our engagement. And so that's where I think HR is a strategic partner in that, and helps the business to get to the point where it needs to get to. So it goes far beyond what traditionally HR has always been known as, which is paying people and administration. Now we're helping drive the business success to become a profitable and a beneficial business to the world.
Wow, excellent. Because that way you see, because I don't know, sometimes you feel, oh, human resources is like even people feel like you are not the CEO or whatever. But I think it's very important as a bridge in between the people and the organization, and they become so much like the glue for keeping everything working.
Yeah, no, definitely. And there's one common thing between customers, businesses, organizations. The common thing has always been people, right? Your customers are people, your employees are people, your business is made of people, right? So if you don't get and understand people, you cannot be successful in business. And that's where the HR function really can help out, because the better decisions are made when the leadership is well informed and understands what's going on with their people, to be able to drive further opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Something else, Joe, that you want to share about your business, or something that you want to share to people to know about your organization?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, our purpose at DHL is connecting people and improving lives. And when you think about that, that's an ambition and a goal that is always ever expanding. It's always, you can connect more people, and you can continue to improve lives even more. And we do this through logistics, and it's very important this time and age where, when you think about when people were locked in their homes and they weren't able to really, what was the one thing that would give some type of excitement at times, would be when you receive that package or that thing that you ordered, where you're able to do that. So for us, it's been a really great journey. Our vision, our purpose is really the lighthouse or the driving force of the organization. And so, I think that when you think of DHL, you should think of an organization that doesn't just deliver packages, but makes a difference in the world. And then with that, obviously, we're constantly looking for people. We're growing. And so if you're an individual that is looking to make a difference in the world, or can believe in that purpose of connecting people and improving lives, I definitely recommend that, DHL can be a great place to work. It is actually a great place to work. And in some places, it's the number one great place to work. We just actually had Europe as number one great place to work. So it definitely is an employer of choice. And I definitely recommend, if you're interested, to, seek out and reach out to your local DHL facility, and then try to join the team. We would love to have you to be able to help continue to make a world a better place.
I like that you say that, to make the world a better place. So it is.
Through connecting people and improving lives, right? So
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So how long you been there?
I've been with DHL for almost 8 years now. I spent most of my time in Germany. And in Germany, I travel. I manage teams in different places. So I had a team in Malaysia. I had a team in the Netherlands, and I've also had teams in Costa Rica. And so, gaining that experience of managing people in different cultures and managing them from a distance has been something that I've been doing for a while, and it has been an eye-opening experience. I always say that I learned more in the last 8 years of my career than the previous 20 when I was living abroad and working with different cultures, different people, than I did when I was, working here in Canada for a variety of different organizations. So for that in itself, like, when I talk about career journey, my journey has been an amazing journey with DHL, and I would recommend it to anybody because anybody who has that desire, they would be able to definitely develop that or have that journey within DHL.
Now that you mentioned managing people, what are the kind of your own advice about when you are trying to manage people? What in your experience are the most important points that we don't sometimes contemplate?
I think it's important for when you're managing people, it's all about developing trust. And when you think about trust, how do you develop trust? Well, you need to get to know somebody, right? So you develop a relationship. You need to be able to get them involved, and not everybody gets involved in the same way. So understanding your audience is an important part. So that's the third thing I would say, is understanding your audience to understand how they want to be treated, how they want to be managed, and also how they develop their trust. Because some people give you trust right away, other people take time. So all those elements are very important. And then, of course, my style has always been one of empowerment and providing, I always try to say, okay, here are the guidelines. So here are the parameters. You can play around in this space, right? And then, for me, when they're playing around, that's great because that's where the creativity comes out of. And then I think the last thing about, a leader, which is very important, is making sure that we create a safe environment. The one thing that I think that taxes a lot of people and stresses them out is the fear of not delivering, fear of failure, fear of, being let go one day. All these fears hold people back. And so I think a leader's responsibility is to making sure that they feel safe so that they're not distracted by those fears, and they can focus on delivering and focus on developing, creating, and the things that really make a difference to the business.
Wow. Amazing, all the stuff that you're sharing. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the idea of this podcast that I'm doing, because you invite people and then they are able to share important stuff that we miss it, or we did like, that's not important. But I think everything that you share at the beginning, I think this part is the most important, because that's the way you can deliver whatever is needed of your position. So the people, the feeling like they are autonomous in the decisions they take, and they feel like they have my back. It's like, shoot, don't quiet, because you're gonna be fired or something. So yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, there's definitely people that have that. And I think it's important. I mean, not all leaders get that. I always say people, well, I don't say it, I've heard it actually before, but people don't follow titles, they follow people, right? So if you want people to follow you, if you want people to work for you and work hard for you, you need to be able to make sure that they're safe. You need to be in service of them, right?
Mhm.
And not every leader gets that, right? People progress in their career and they get certain titles, and then they just feel like, okay, you either do it or else you're gone. Well, that doesn't
Mhm.
create an environment where people can flourish. It creates an environment where people, hold back. And
Mhm.
the only way we can be successful, like I said before, our first pillar is motivated people. That's the only way we're going to be successful. And so my goal as a leader is to make sure that our people are motivated.
That's great. So I want to know, what is your favorite kind of like a social media fan that you follow? Like what is it? Are you more drawn to whom
So yeah, I mean, it
personally?
varies. Yeah, it varies. I mean, personally, I use a lot of YouTube. And so I listen to a lot of podcasts on YouTube. So for me, and I read as well. So right now I'm reading a book called The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene.
Mm.
And the reason why is I think it's important for every leader or every individual to always be self-aware. And so that book has helped me to really understand what human nature is. And we all have very similar similarities. So it's really a help. It's almost putting a mirror to myself. From a YouTube perspective, obviously there's the motivational things out there. There's Simon Sinek. Recently, I've been listening to a lot of now the name Vanessa Van Edwards,
Mhm.
who's been running the science of people. So she's been doing a lot of interesting things. So again, it's the self-evaluation, but there's a lot of leadership skills in there. And then from a podcast perspective, I listen to a variety of things from politics to business to leadership. So I have the Harvard Business Review on there that helps me. They do a lot of idea podcasts, which are helpful. I got the HR podcast, Masters of Business, as well. So those are just some of the ones that I listen to on a regular basis. And then I also have some fun ones like there's a business one right now. It's called the All In podcast, which is one
Mm.
that I find very interesting. And yeah, so I usually use that combination of three things there that help me.
And for fun?
And for fun, I mean, that's where I get fun from, right? So some of those things
Okay.
where obviously music, I listen to music, and I'm a avid sports follower as well. So I, especially here in Canada, Toronto Maple Leafs. I follow NFL football as well, so I enjoy that as well.
Oh, good. Oh, Joe, was a very, very good one. A lot of good information, and I like your passion for the things that you do. So that's a good sign.
I'm passionate about people, so it's definitely something that I look forward to, and that I'm in the right role for that. And again, right organization as well, because we focus on people and from a personal perspective, but also from a career perspective, it's been the greatest decision I ever made to be part of the DHL team.
Fantastic. So thank you so much, and see you around.
Awesome. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Yes. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.